Hello everyone, welcome to the Elliott Wave Forex.com YouTube channel. This is Henry and today is Friday, November 20th, and the time is around 2 a.m. GMT. So let's take a look here. Today we will be looking at the chart of silver. This is a 45 minutes chart right here. Now silver has been kind of sideways from the past few months after the initial burst of rally to $30, right? It has since sort of consolidated in the past few months, and this is, I think, best seen in a very short term view, right? Because then I think if we expand the view into the longer term or medium term, it can kind of change easily because overall the structure is pretty sideways since we top out in the $30, right? So in the very short term, what we observe right now is that you see this decline here. This decline, it looks impulsive in a first glance, right? It looks impulsive. So that means if this is an impulse, we should be looking for potentially another leg to the downside, right? Let me see if we go to the for our chart here. So I'm putting the X in black here. This is the X in black, and this is what we call 1 and 2. Now this 1 and 2 could have been AB as well. ABC doesn't have to be 1 and 2. So you can see right here, this, it really does look like an impulse here, and it's really difficult. I mean, sometimes an impulse, just because you have a 5 waves, doesn't necessarily will have to be followed by another like lower another 5 waves, because an impulse can always be part of a flat from somewhere, right? But in this case, I think it will be difficult to label this as a wave C of a flat, right? Because it's not really easy to come up with a flat, in this leg here, like a wave C of a flag, because you cannot say, let's say, this is a flat from here, A, B, C. Uh, that will be very very bad expanded flat structure if we force it like that. So because this is a 5 waves, there's a good chance we should be, at the least, again, it's a very short term, right? At the least we can continue to see for the downside and break below here. Now, as to how far we're gonna break below and so on, that could change because of the sideways consolidation. Look at the 4 hour. It's since we top out here, this is nothing more than huge consolidation here. All right, so far. Now, what we observe here in the larger degree so far, we got 1, 2, 3. We only have 3. 3 is not an impulse. So this is corrective structure, right? 3 is corrective. So far what we saw is that we have a corrective decline into 21.21 and a change. Since then we consolidate. But then, okay, it's the rally here since March low, that looks really impulsive, right? Again, this is even a higher degree, like a weekly chart here. The rally is an impulse, and this pullback here, as we look at the structure here, is looking corrective. But then, and the reaction from here so far is also not really an impulse. I don't see an impulse, to be honest. I see overlapping here. I see a lot of 3 swing here. So that's why this is an X here, right? So that means this is some sort of W. This could be W, right? And then you see this is a Y in blue here. So this is some sort of WXY. So what I see is that the reaction is also not an impulse. So what we are in right now is a complex correction of some sort in silver. Okay, now that's why when we are talking about medium term, because it is a complex correction, it can always do many different things. But at least in the shorter cycle, which is what we're going to be focusing on for this purpose, this decline, it does look impulsive. So I think we can still see for the downside, at least in the short term. All right, we can still see for the downside, potentially breaking below here again. Now let's say if I'm not bearish silver, for example, if I'm bullish, someone bullish, then I could have, okay, this could be an A, this could be a B, and all I need is a C leg. Now typically EBC zigzag, the C can reach 100%, right? So let's say if I don't believe it's going to break below this 21.5, but at least in the shorter cycle it looks like if this is an impulse and I couldn't call it a flat, then it is reasonable to think we can break below this 23.5, for example, right? So if I measure it this way, you can see the 100% is going back to this X in blue, which is possible. We can go back to 22.6, for example, and then I think the market is going to decide again to see what's going to happen. Now if this is 1 and 2, then obviously if this is really an X, then we can potentially even break below here and do a bigger, correction like this. But again, it's not really guaranteed so far. Until you literally break below here, you don't have the confirmation yet that anything of that sort is going to happen. Also keep in mind that this decline is not an impulse, so don't bet on the move lower. If this is proven to be corrective, then any bet to the downside is actually a counter trend bet, right? A counter trend bet, which is typically, as a principle, counter trend has higher probability to truncate, whereas the trend always has higher probability to extend more than what you think it should go to, right? So in this case, we can always truncate. For example, if this is an ABC, we can always truncate. Yeah, you can reach here like this to finish 3 swing and then starts to do complex correction, rally again, and so on. We can also do, if I look at the weekly, we can also do some sort of triangle consolidation, right? Take a look at this, 3 swings down, 3 swings up. So we could continue to chop around, right? We can even do something like this, another 3 swings up and forming a bigger consolidation pattern like this, right? And continue to chop around here. So until we get conclusion out of this range, it's, if you are trading it, it's gonna be pretty tricky, right? It's gonna be pretty tricky because it's complex correction right now. And but again, I think if we just focus on the short term, I think we can reasonably conclude most likely it's gonna break below here because it looks like an impulse. Now at minimum, then I should be looking for a 5 waves down from here, right? If this is an impulse and I need a C leg that eventually should break below here. So far I don't think we have already broken below that. This low here is 23.55 and this low here is 23.62, right? So we have not broken below here. I should be expecting at least a 5 waves down from here if it is a C leg. So let's suppose ABC, let's assume this is an ABC, not a 1, 2, 3. Then the C leg at minimum should give me a 5 waves, and it should break below here, right? By definition, it has to, ABC. So then I think we can conclude that most likely we still can see another leg lower, right? And for now, this could be a 1 and 2, and this could be my 3 and 4 already, actually 3 in black and 4 in black. So if my C leg is going to be a short C leg, is not equal to this, then technically I don't even need to be going to 22.6. All I need then is a 1, 2, 3, and I just need one more push lower like this to get a 5 wave subdivision. And then if it does a complex correction again, then maybe it will hold above this ascending trend line here, right? And then it will end EPC with a truncated C. Truncated C means the C does not go equal to the A, and then starts to reverse higher again. But at least in the shorter cycle, it looks quite reasonable to believe or to think that we should be looking for another push lower here in silver still, right? So short-term weakness therefore still is expected at the moment, okay, in silver. And I'm looking for minimum expectation is going to be some sort of an ABC in which we eventually I think likely breaking below here again to finish at minimum again a 3 waves reaction from here. Then if we do complex correction, we're gonna be doing a lot of other move again in silver. Okay, so hopefully that helps out a little bit. I know it's probably not giving the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is simple. The bigger picture is bullish because this correction is this structure, this decline from $30 is corrective, right? This is a corrective structure, so the bigger picture is bullish. It's just a matter of the short term is very sideways, very complex right now, so it can continue to chop around a little bit more. All right, so we're gonna be monitoring, of course, as usual. If you want to get regular updates, you can join us. We have 14 days free trial, and I'll see you all again next time. Have a nice day, everyone.